in a bit. All right, let's cut across to Lata Venkatesh. She's in conversation with one of the top bankers, Aditya Puri, Managing Director of HDFC Bank. Lata, it's over to you.
Thanks, guys. Well, the one man who perhaps could turn around the stock markets, the Nifty Bank, is no secret. Mr. Aditya Puri, after he announced his results on Friday last, actually turned around the Bank Nifty and made it go past that 22,000 mark by some scintillating numbers. Mr. Puri, thank you very much for joining me.
Pleasure.
I'm sorry to have spoilt your go on holiday with incessant emails, but this result was a bit of a performance, if you please. 20% loan growth on a very large base. I mean, what are your advances? Over 5.5 lakh crore, nearly 6 lakh crore. That's fairly big. What's gone right? We are looking at an industry where the loan growth is 5%. Is it HDFC Bank that is getting something right, or is the economy itself turning in some parts at least?
I think it's a bit of both. So first, let me start with the economy, because we derive our results from the economy. So if you look at the economy, it's growing somewhere between 7.2 to 7.4%. The good things that have happened is you see commercial vehicle sales are up, you see car sales are up, you see that cement numbers are up. There is also spending on roads, highways. You also see renewable energy doing very well. There is a pickup in rural demand. There is a pickup in consumer. There is a pickup with commodity prices. Working capital is required. So I think we shouldn't discount that and obviously, finally, I hope people will agree that the demonetization effect was a bit over the top. So if you take all of this into account, the economy is moving, that's for sure. But that's not to take away from the fact that HDFC Bank is probably moving faster. Lata, in the interviews that we have had, I always told you that we are in a sweet spot. Just wait for the time and it'll come, and the time has come, where we don't have an NPA issue. We are well capitalized. We have the largest distribution network, and we are major in the digital banking. So when we are now going out with our products and a complete product range, we've actually put out more people in the market. We've digitized, so our back office people release which go into the market. And the results are phenomenal, because we have a superior product offering today, and most of our people are in the market.
I'll come to a superior product in a bit, but still I want to drive home both to viewers and as a background to my question, the magnitude of the rise in the Q4 loans. Look at the quarter one total advances, 4.7 lakh crore. Quarter two, 4.94 lakh crore. Quarter three, 4.5 lakh crore. Just 1,000 crore more. And quarter four, 5.54 lakh crore. I mean, this is a quantum leap in just 90 days. Hence, I am repeating my question. Something is going damn right in the economy?
Both. And hence I'll repeat, don't think this is a stellar performance. Better is coming.
Better is coming, as in, I mean, will you be able to go back to your 25% growth days?
We never give
no, directionally,
guidance.
You're saying...
Directionally, I can tell you, as a combination of what the economy is doing, as a combination of what the benefit that digitization is giving us, as a combination of our product range and our distribution, I think the best is yet to come.
Okay, but give us some indication, because 20% loan growth is what you are ending at, 19.5.
Yeah.
So, can it be even better as early as FY18?
Yes.
Okay. Give me some more emphasis on... do we get to 25%?
Okay, see, I won't give you...
It is a spring effect. Very clearly, from Q3 to Q4, is almost a spring effect.
Yeah, I won't give you the numbers, but let me try and give you the pulse and the enthusiasm that we have inside the bank. So if we look at, firstly, if we look at semi-urban and rural India, I think rural economy is picking up as the government spends more and more money. They've had, the harvests have been good, and if we get a good monsoon, I think that could be a roaring area for us, which is doing very well. You superimpose on the semi-urban and rural economy the digital, where the government needs to be complemented. It makes it much easier to service the last mile.
Okay. Well, let me do one thing. Yeah. I'll get back to the quarter that was.
Okay.
What worked very well? For this 60,000 crore increase in advances.
We grew on our...
Semi-urban?
No, all of it. We grew in for the top corporates. We grew in the debt capital markets. That's why we are number 2. And we think we will keep growing there. So we had a major growth in debt capital markets. We had a growth in working capital. We had a growth in where we refinanced some of the projects. Our SME was a major growth as they're starting the economy. At some point, the economy had to start reflecting the 7.1 to 7.4% growth rate. So the SMEs grew substantially. Retail went off rocket because there is a change in the psyche. People are seeing that there is good prospects going ahead, and so that went off well. And we were able to service a much larger number of people much faster. Like if we can give a loan in 10 seconds, we can give a corporate approval in 3 hours. We have substituted a lot. Oh yeah, and we have almost half our customer base has pre-approved lines. So out of our 4 million customers, almost 18 million customers have pre-approved lines. You press a button, you get a loan. So it's a completely, when we talk about it, it's something like when people talk about technology, they think, if you take an Amazon or a Facebook or an Apple, they change the world. No, they were able to use technology to provide a much superior product offering with greater convenience. So now you can get a loan on a mobile even in rural areas. You press a button.
Are you giving those loans even in rural areas?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I mean, is this an analytics layer that you are able to superimpose on your data?
This is a layer of analytics. It's a layer of having the right API systems which make it much more flexible. We can get fintech partners. It's it's the ability to offer, because of the digitization, a better service through a multiplicity of devices. It's the convenience, it's the price.
Until now, probably not until now, up until 2008, you used to tell us that loan growth for us is 3 times GDP.
Yeah.
I remember you saying GDP 8% and our loan growth is 24%. That connect was lost in between for some time.
Yes.
Now, do you think you can again say with that, with the same emphasis, 3 times loan growth, 3 times GDP is your loan growth? Are you back to that?
No, because you see that was a different calculation of GDP. So if you take the old GDP calculation, it comes about 1% lower. Yes, we'd be 3%. Yes, 3 times.
3 times. Okay, so if
Lata is very good times.
Very good. No, I'm just trying to get to see if it is going to be better than FY18,
yes,
FY17.
Yes.
How much better?
It will be better. How much I can't tell you.
Okay, you said that you give a lot of working capital as well.
Yes.
Have you seen the first signs of capex?
No, very small. So obviously people are investing. Some of the automobile fellows are looking to invest. Some of the cement fellows are making acquisitions. But not really. You have the odd one that's company specific. But if you're asking in the economy, as the capex cycle become, no. But I think you have another two quarters of growth like this, and you'll start to see some big.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you see anything in the working capital demand trends that makes you confident that even capex will return or growth will be better?
I should think so. You see, for the first time, you have WPI now in positive territory. That's partly the commodity, but it's also got to be, there must be a demand at a price.
Okay.
So obviously demand is moving in the right direction. If the government, with the spending that they're going to do and what they're already spending on infrastructure, because as the finance minister said, we will probably have to front end the government sector expenditure to get the private to follow. And I think that expenditure is coming in. Now, whether it's 9 months, 12 months, I don't know. But the first part, as far as the government is concerned, is coming in.
Okay. A couple of infrastructure guys like Jain Irrigation and Dilip Buildcon are talking about orders from state governments, irrigation orders and road orders. Are you seeing that in your demand as well?
Yes, we're seeing road orders. We've seen our growth in commercial equipment. We've seen growth, yes. Lots of tenders for tolls. We've seen quite a bit of that. Renewable energy, a hell of a lot of demand.
Okay.
I think that's one area that's not been talked about, but is doing very well.
Okay. What about the cost of money? Let me come to the demonetization part again. All of you were flooded with cash.
Yes.
And when we last spoke at the India Business Leader Awards, you said that you will wait to see how much will stay back. Now can you say with some certainty how much?
Now with complete certainty.
You can say what?
Two things. We were very pleasantly surprised, and I remember that, Lata, and I was one of the more optimistic.
Yes,
you would remember that as well. That actually the attrition in savings accounts was very little.
Okay.
That's money that's really come into the economy.
Oh.
We saw about somewhere between 40+% in the current account, but I think that's stabilized. I think demonetization we should now stop talking about. Is gone.
No, in terms of
money,
how much is the new normal in terms of
the new
savings?
normal is what we have now.
Yeah, you know, your low-cost deposits have increased from 2.87 lakh crore to 3.09 lakh crore in 90 days.
Yeah, those will remain.
That's so you think that now any more of the withdrawal is not
I don't think
to be
so.
expected.
No, we are not seeing that. We followed it very closely. We are not seeing that.
So what about the cost of money from here on? The Reserve Bank has, of course, moved from accommodative to neutral, but there is a lot of cash.
See, that's it. So the cost of money is going to be a function of liquidity, which is going to be a function of demand. So I do believe, and this is again, I'm looking with all kinds of caveats, I do believe that there will be some increase in the cost, but not earlier than about 6 months, and then also not an exponential increase, maybe 25 basis points, as demand picks up and the liquidity reduces. So today actually mispricing of assets because of the tremendous amount of liquidity in the system.
Good time to borrow.
Very good time to borrow.
Okay. What about deposits? Do you think that therefore, since you say there is a mispricing of assets, there is a chance that deposit costs will fall, deposit rates will fall before they rise?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
So you have troughed out both in deposits and...
I would say for the time being, yes.
Okay. You all showed an improvement in margins as well, right?
Yeah.
20 basis points more.
Yeah.
Will this be the new normal, 4.3? And
we are always in that
better?
range, Nolata, 4 to 4.3.
4 to 4.3. You are at the higher end of your own band.
Yeah, so it will remain in the range. You must leave me with some leeway. Otherwise, you'll make me a 10th person also, no?
You're not even giving me 20s and 100s.
I'm saying very bright future ahead. What more do you want?
No, very bright is not a number. It is an adjective and an adverb.
I'm bad at numbers.
For a banker, I like that. Okay, well, let me come to digitization itself. You know, you were at the forefront with Tiller and a whole host of products. Now, do you think that UPI is replacing that and therefore you don't have to invest in those kinds of products? Is there a new normal in digitization with UPI?
I think that's looking at it too narrowly.
Okay.
Firstly, what we have to look at digitization is what is it going to do? It's going to bring more transparency. It's going to bring more convenience to the customer. So whether he uses UPI or he uses a QR code or he uses Chiller or he uses a card or he uses a wallet, frankly, I'm indifferent. I've got the entire suite. He can choose. You know, you go into a Udupi joint, some fellow wants his idli with chutney, some fellow wants it with sambar, and nobody looks at the price. Somebody wants it soaked in sambar, somebody wants it in gunpowder.
Okay.
So let's keep it simplistic.
No, I'm asking you because, well, I pay a lot through UPI.
Yeah.